Look around your living room, your office, or even your car, and you'll likely find a piece of technology quietly managing your day. But an ecosystem this integrated doesn't happen by accident, and it certainly didn't pop up overnight. It takes decades of deliberate, meticulous engineering. Getting to this level of global scale required a specific, relentless corporate evolution and a philosophy that refused to compromise on how things were built. In the austere environment of post-war South Korea, establishing a global tech empire was the furthest thing from anyone's mind. In 1947, a small company called Lokhui Chemical focused on everyday necessities, pioneering the domestic plastics industry and producing hygiene products like toothpaste and cosmetic creams. By 1958, the company made a sharp pivot. They formed GoldStar to explore an entirely new frontier, manufacturing electronic goods for a nation that was rapidly rebuilding. At the core of this new venture was founder Koo In-hoi's strict standard for production. He operated on a highly demanding rule. If even one item in a batch of 100 was found to be defective, the entire batch had to be treated as flawed. That rigorous approach paid off. By 1966, GoldStar successfully engineered and manufactured the very first television in Korea. Instilling such an extreme standard early on served as a vital survival mechanism. It allowed them to outlast early domestic competitors who were willing to cut corners. As the decades passed, the company continued to grow, eventually merging Lucky and GoldStar in 1995 and strategically acquiring the American electronics firm Zenith. To present a unified face to the international market, they rebranded. The merged entity became LG, a name paired with the optimistic promise that life's good. Stepping outside Korea meant leaving behind a developing local economy to fight for shelf space in the hyper-competitive, deeply saturated retail environments of the West. Surviving that kind of competition required massive, hidden investments in testing and engineering behind closed doors. Take their audio engineering. They test speakers inside an anechoic chamber, a room designed to absorb sound so completely that the moment you speak, the audio practically disappears. This eliminates all outside interference, allowing engineers to measure objective sound quality with absolute precision. Translating that perfection into millions of units requires a different kind of execution. Inside their designated lighthouse smart factories, automated machines and human workers sync up to assemble complex OLED screens with minimal strain and high efficiency. Pouring capital into R&D and automated assembly allows the company to maintain high margins and a premium status, avoiding the trap of racing to the bottom on price. But even premium brands hit walls. In the early 2000s, the smartphone wars became a brutal, resource-draining battleground dominated by a few massive tech giants. After years of fighting for market share, LG made a dramatic call. They completely closed their mobile phone business worldwide. While it looked like a retreat from the outside, stopping the financial bleed freed up an enormous amount of capital and engineering talent. Corporate resilience requires knowing exactly when to abandon a highly saturated, unprofitable market so you can deploy your resources to dominate a new one. This chart plots a decade of OLED milestones, showing where redirected resources went. We see rapid succession cementing premium TV market leadership, from 4K models through 8K. This surplus pushed technology into new form factors, resulting in the world's first rollable and transparent displays. Simultaneously, they made a massive pivot into the B2B sector, scaling up their vehicle solutions company. By exiting the smartphone wars, the company transitioned from fighting for pocket space into an invisible infrastructure provider, powering modern transportation and commerce. Today, that infrastructure is being tied together through a strategy they call affectionate intelligence, using AI to actively yet quietly manage the home. It connects their entire history. They combine decades of hardware manufacturing, display technology, and data processing to link your vehicle, your workplace, and your living room. Going from selling plastic combs in 1947 to engineering an omnipresent AI ecosystem shows that strategic agility, backed by an uncompromising demand for quality, provides a reliable blueprint for outlasting the future.